When I hear the speech Ronald Reagan gave in 1983 called The Evil Empire, which talked about taking God out of America and not allowing parents to be parents, it makes me think about the violence in school today. And due to a lack of God in school, lack of parental guidance, and a growing society where children hold no accountability for their actions. When God left schools, I believe school violence increased. According to Starr, was a decline in academic scores shortly after God was taken out of school in the form of prayer. An increase in illegal drug use was more common, teen pregnancies, and juvenile crimes. This shows just how much God has a positive impact on children's behavior and how much they respect religion, as well as how taking God out of a school has a negative influence on students. So we need to realize that these actions do have consequences, said Jane, a professor. When we remove the moral fiber, that moral emphasis, this is what can result. Again, this was part of an article I read by Starr. Lack of parental guidance can cause an increased likelihood of school violence. Neglectful parenting, parents that allow their children to do whatever they want in fear that their children may not like them or be upset, shows to have a higher correlation with delinquent behavior. So, not allowing parents to be parents is really a scary thing because our children have no structure and no ability to know what is the right direction to go. This shows children they need to have a present parent for guidance and structure so that they don't resort to delinquent behavior. It's important to change how you parent as the child goes through different stages. And it is both parents are very important when it comes to teaching your kids morals and respect. Several effect sizes were moderated by parents and children, gender, child's age, informants on parenting, and delinquency type, indicating that some parenting behaviors are more important for particular contexts or subsamples. So this was an article I read with Hoover, and also children not having any accountability for their actions is, I think, directly correlated with the violence we're seeing in schools. We need to be aware of how our actions affect others to make sure that we are acting appropriately socially. But children these days are made to believe that their own wants and needs trump any needs or wants of any other individual. This shows that we are so caught up with what we want or our needs that if someone disagrees or believes different than what we see, we become offended, increasing the chance of becoming aggressive or these school violence. We judge an action according to the background within human life. The background is the bustle of life, and our concepts point to something within this bustle. And it is the very concept bustle that brings about this indefiniteness. For a bustle comes about only through constant repetition, and there is no definite starting point for constant repetition. In the first section, I shall introduce the general features of what might. So this was said by Schotter. And basically, I feel this correlates to the accountability is that it says right there, we should care about what other people might need or want, but instead we're so focused on ourselves. And being a parent of children in school age, it is really scary to think that this is what our society has come to. So I think that this is really important, and I think if we brought back these three things, letting the parents be present and be parents, letting God back into schools, and holding our children accountable and ourselves accountable, I think that we would see a decrease in school violence.